No, it didn't.
It did.
It's a recording. It's like
yeah,
41
but
out of
the
20.
video stopped.
No.
It did. We were paused for 10 seconds.
Oh, it lagged.
Yeah, maybe that's what it was.
Hello. Wait, that sounded fake.
It was.
Anyway. Hello.
Welcome back.
There.
It's like we never left.
Oh my gosh. So yeah, welcome back, really, because we had just filmed 50 plus minutes of this video, only to find out right after that 40 minutes of it just got deleted. I don't know why or how. I have enough memory, and we're redoing it, which is why you're seeing
This is a prop. It's cold at this point. We're not eating it.
It's cold, an already eaten sushi bake, and so the video was supposed to be about, or is about, us eating the sushi bake. There will be, later on you'll see us eating, just keep watching. But basically I made sushi bake today, and it has rice, obviously, crab, fish, cheese, mangoes, Japanese mayonnaise, all the good stuff. It's basically a deconstructed sushi, which, as I mentioned during our an hour ago, there it goes again. I mentioned that this kind of took off in the Philippines sometime in March, so during quarantine, and it became such a huge hit. Everybody was just starting to make it, sell it. Families were starting to make it at home, so it just became this trend. And I decided to try it and let Nathan try it with me.
It was very good.
Yeah.
I got to spoon it into seaweed and then just try it myself.
Yeah, you'll see it later.
Yeah.
Actually. So we also wanted to answer questions because, funnily enough, I did get questions on Instagram demanding that we do another video, Nathan and I together do another video and talk about our dating experiences. We're not dating anymore because we're already engaged.
Just looking at the camera while I was doing
Oh. Yeah, I'm trying to look at the, yeah. But yeah, we're already engaged, and so we're gonna go through our dating experiences in general, and talk about the cultural aspect to it, because if you guys don't know, I'm Filipina. I was born and raised in the Philippines, and Nathan is American.
I'm a white American.
He's a white American. I don't know why he said
I don't think we can replicate the full, whatever it was, 40-minute conversation.
We don't have to. We're
So
just...
maybe we fast track this one. or not. Let's see the whole thing again.
Oh my gosh.
It'll be like it never didn't happen.
I'm obviously ruining Nathan's weekend.
No, you're not. No.
Just
saying.
Okay, anyway, so how did you two meet? So I guess I'll answer this one. Nathan and I met on Hinge, and it's a dating app.
First time it was Hinge.
Second
time it was Bumble. If you're wondering why we met a second time for the first time, it was because she ghosted me.
We had two first dates, and yes,
She ghosted.
I don't think I ghosted him. I was just going through a dating fatigue phase.
We had another date set up, and then she bailed on it.
Last minute.
And then I asked to reschedule.
And I never replied.
Responded. So I don't know what you would call that. I would call that ghosting.
You have to admit, you liked the thrill of the chase. It
was a little aggravating at the time, frankly.
Because you were why isn't she replying?
I was
annoyed.
Annoyed is probably the proper.
So yeah.
All's well that ends well.
Yeah, but now we're engaged.
She made up for it.
I did. But yeah, so we met, just a brief background. I had been doing the dating apps for 3 years, and you were on it for how long?
Maybe half a year. Well, by the time we met for the first time, it was probably close to a year.
Really?
9 months or something. I think I started the summer before.
Oh my gosh, okay. So I obviously did it longer than you. But anyways, yeah, and I had done online dating in the Philippines and here. So yeah, I can easily compare. Which leads me to my next question. Dating a local versus dating a foreigner, pros and cons. Do you want me to start, or?
I can take this one.
Okay.
For me, the pro, think is so when you're dating someone who is in a different culture, you can't really take the same things for granted, and that can be challenging in some ways. And I also think it can be good because it keeps you on your toes. You kind of have to really make more of an effort, which is what we should all be doing anyways.
Yeah.
But it has to be more concerted. It has to be like you're just not taking things for granted. You have to kind of approach it with this mindset of just wanting to learn more, wanting to understand things, and I think that challenges you in a good way.
Yeah.
Some things inevitably get lost in translation, so I think
Yeah.
that can be challenging. But
That's true.
as long as you communicate well, I think that you can work it out.
I'm obviously going to take the longer route here. Don't worry, it's not going to be that dreadful. But
We already answered this question once.
I
so it's
know,
fine.
I know. But anyway, so pros and cons. So for me, I'll alternate between like dating the Philippines and here in the U.S. Pros for me, I guess like dating a foreigner. I feel like personality-wise, I just feel like I'm able to connect with foreigners more. Like, I think because my personality in general is like typically a little stronger, and I communicate best in English. I think that's also a factor for me. I can speak Tagalog, but then I express myself better in English. So
It's a
that
great language.
obviously non-biased whatsoever, but
It's the only one I know. So.
yeah. But like I said, I express myself better in English, and it's just easier for me to communicate. There is like a bit of like a barrier, funnily enough, like between me and like certain Filipinos. Not that I wasn't able to connect with anybody. I did date in the past, but it's just different. And I have always wanted to like end up with a foreigner. Like I mentioned earlier while we were recording, when I was in high school, I already knew at that time that like I was gonna end up like with a foreigner. I was gonna marry somebody that wasn't Filipino. And true enough, here I am.
Make the cut.
You made the cut. But yeah, cons. Definitely also a personality thing. Well, dating a foreigner is tricky because we don't have the same culture. It's hard to navigate around that. So there are certain things, their approach is different. So when I'm dating like a Filipino, it's easier in the sense that they know like the cultural, there's like what did I say earlier? There's kind of like this understanding and me not having to like explain myself. So courtship is a big thing, at least for me it is. I'm old-fashioned and conservative that way. I like the fact that Filipinos are more than willing to like pick you up and then they drop you off at your house. They're
Which
very,
I did.
which he did. I made sure that he knew that was my preference. And then,
I asked if she wanted me
Did
to pick
you?
her up. Yeah,
no,
I think I did.
but you did anyway.
That's what counts.
Yeah, that's what counts. And also, I think one pro to like dating a Filipino is they're like more than willing to like bring you food.
That is a pro.
That is something that I noticed here in America, like because you guys are so like individualistic. It's like you don't really think about like.
Her food is so good. Too.
Well, food is I think food is our love language.
Mhm.
Like as a Filipino, that's huge for us. So one way that we express like our interest in someone or our like love for someone is we like cook for them or we buy them food or we drop food off like at their workplace. That's huge. Or we like prepare meals for them and they can take them with them to like lunch or anything like that. So yeah, that's but that's a huge pro. And obviously like Filipinos are naturally more conservative. They're Catholic. We are a Catholic nation and very family oriented. So yeah, those are pros.
Correct.
And what made you realize that he or she's the one?
For me, it was when so I think I knew I loved her when she met my family. There wasn't a distinct time when I was like, yep, I'm going to marry her. Like, I don't know, like, it just kind of happened organically.
Yeah.
I don't have a good answer for that then. It's kind of the same for you, right?
Well, yeah. For
That's what
me,
you said an hour ago.
that's what I said an hour ago.
We're pretending like we haven't had this conversation.
So we're just like, my past self said that basically it was a build-up and it wasn't just like one event and I just kind of woke up and was like, hey, we're eventually going to get married. But I think we both made it clear at the very beginning, like you and I already have kind of talked about it and said what our goals were, why we were in the relationship, what we were looking for. And I think that already kind of like set the tone for the relationship. And so we both knew sort of knew where we wanted to go and how we wanted to grow as a couple. But eventually, well, I'll talk about your qualities because I know you don't mind me like repeating this, even though I already talked about it earlier.
Of course not.
But yeah, how I knew like some of the things that I really like admired in Nathan was that like first of all, he is Catholic and not only Catholic, but he's like devout Catholic, so he's actually a practicing Catholic.
Same.
Yeah, and also he's very close to his family, and he's very kind, and he's very smart.
Sarcastic.
No.
I am.
Oh, you're sarcastic. I thought you said I was being sarcastic.
No, I am sarcastic.
Oh, okay. Yes,
Should
he's
go like top of the list.
well, he's funny too, which is like huge for me because like if you can't find somebody who doesn't make you laugh, then how are you gonna like enjoy hanging out?
I don't always make her laugh. Sometimes I just piss her off.
That's true. It's a good balance though. But he always makes up for it. Like when he pisses me off, like he'll follow it up with something that he thinks will.
I'm like fishing for a laugh. And
Yeah.
She's trying not to laugh because she's mad at me.
Yeah,
And,
yeah. But
that's our.
that's her. Yeah,
That's
he
our
does.
shtick.
He does both. But what else? And I think he also is a lot more conservative than a lot of guys that I know, that I've ever known. You are like the most conservative guy I know. Yeah. Well, no, because like we both had like similar values in terms of like what we look for in a life partner, like marriage-wise. We were both, very much in sync, and also he's very sensitive and in a good way, not like the sensitive kind of like
Sissy.
yeah, like anything I say will kind of like hurt his feelings or whatever. But
Sometimes I cry a lot.
dear, no, but he's such a great listener and is very easy to talk to, and all of those things combined with a lot of other things kind of like made me realize.
Well,
that,
now I gotta expand on my description
yeah,
of Christina.
yeah, you gotta make.
Christina is also very funny, sarcastic, but she's
Oh yeah,
often funny in like a cute way, like sometimes without meaning to be. I think it's cute. And she is very smart. She has incredible work ethic. She works way harder than I do. It's really not fair. But,
Because
very loving, very faithful. Is an incredible cook, as you can see. It's been a game changer in my life. Yeah, just very serious when it comes to our relationship, which I think
Yeah.
is definitely important.
yeah, aw, I'm so glad we did this. You didn't say this earlier.
Yeah, it's worth it.
I also got asked like, what are your top 3 lessons when it comes to dating? Should I go first?
Pieces of advice.
Oh yeah. Pieces of advice. They're like lessons.
You can go first.
I can go first. Okay, so I guess my first one would be, like I said earlier, like choose or decide what you're looking for in a person. So qualities, values, things like that. Because when you date somebody and you're sifting through, let's say, whether you're like dating online or like meeting someone organically, you are investing your time, your money, your effort, and so you don't want it to go to waste. I think it's great with quarantine because it's like you do get to do like video calls. You don't get to like meet the person right away. So it's
Probably a good thing.
yeah, it's great because you get to know each other without having to like go to a bar and like get drinks or get drunk. You know what I mean? Like you're both getting to know each other with a clear mind, or clear head. So that's always good.
My 3 pieces of feedback or advice.
Wisdom.
3 pearls of wisdom. Similar to her first one, I would say begin with the end in mind. If what you're looking for is marriage ultimately, if you're looking for a short-term thing, if you're looking for something, friendship, whatever. You just want to make your intentions very clear and you want to know what the other person's intentions are. When you begin with the end in mind, you end up kind of saving yourself from a lot of wasted time and heartache. 2 would refer to online dating. And so I think, especially with the dating apps, like they can get addictive. And it can turn into this mindset where you feel like you're shopping for people. And you're basically like objectifying people.
Yeah.
Not just physically, but like treating them like you're buying a used car. Like you're almost like, it kind of takes the humanity out of it a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't think that's healthy. I don't know a good workaround for that, though, if you are doing online dating. I think most people do nowadays. I think it's just something to be aware of. Don't judge someone too harshly by a profile.
It's hard not to.
Yeah, like I don't, like I said, I don't necessarily know the best way to get around that, but I think something to be mindful of and to try not to have that kind of mindset.
Yeah.
3, this would be specifically for the men.
This is my favorite though.
Fellas, just don't send dick pics. Like, I've
Never.
never heard
Never ever.
a woman say after receiving an unsolicited dick pic, "Oh wow, I want to have sex with this guy right now." Like,
None
that's
of my
not
friends
their
either.
reaction.
Yeah, nobody says that.
If you think that's going to be their reaction, you probably watch too much porn. Your head is just, you're not really in touch with
Nasty.
reality. Yeah, that would. I feel like that shouldn't even need to be advice, but some people are dumb as rocks nowadays. So.
No, but it's important for a guy like you to kind of say that out loud. You know what I mean? As opposed to like a girl just saying, "Don't ever send me one." But like if another guy says it, the impact, in my mind at least,
It's
like,
pretty
different.
weird.
No, I mean like it's good that you're saying.
Yeah.
Um,
Well,
One piece of advice that my brother kind of, obviously, like he gave me this piece of advice. He always told me to like never like put all my eggs in one basket, because I'm the type of person who, like, when I date somebody, I'm always all in. I always give like my 100%, and if things don't work out, it really affects me so negatively, and I take everything. It just like hits hard, and so I think when you find someone that you click with, let's say the first 2 or 3 dates, kind of slow down a little bit and don't kind of like jump into, like, you know, take that plunge right away and be like, okay, like, this is it. Like, this is my forever.
you don't want to give too much of yourself too early.
Yeah, because it's risky, and you never know what that person's obviously you're the one with clear intentions and pure intentions, but like, what about the person that you're seeing? You're probably not in sync. And then another one is to, I guess, like, be open to rejection, because it's going to happen. There are going to be times where people find out that they're not really that interested in you, and so they stop. They decide that they don't want to see you anymore, or like, you know, they kind of just like cut you off without even saying anything, even when you're already kind of in a relationship. And that's a tricky part. Like, it doesn't have to do with like online dating itself. Like, it could even be when you're dating somebody that you've met organically. Like, anybody's capable of doing this and that. It doesn't matter where you met. Dating online always has this like negative association to it, but really it's the same as meeting somebody in person. It just kind of like, dating online kind of accelerates the process, and you're able to like weed people out faster, for me at least. But yeah, and worst and best dating
This
experiences.
was my best.
Huh?
This was my best.
I heard what you said.
Second first date was my best. The worst, I think, so someone like figured out that I disagreed with them politically,
I
and they
remember
ended up
this.
like verbally abusing me the rest of the night. It was really,
While out on the date, right?
yeah, like, it was bizarre, but really kind of emblematic of our overall culture, I think. Good that way.
Well, the thing is, like, I want to like add to what Nathan said. Like, when you find out like on the first date that there's like a huge red flag, like, take that as like a blessing in disguise, because you're already like, okay, you're finding out that this person is not the one that you want to end up with.
Yeah.
Yeah, dating is like trial and error. Best and worst, obviously. My worst. I'm just kidding. My best. Worst, I have so many. I have so many worst dates. I will say, like, I dated this guy, whom I, like, okay, at the time that okay, I already knew that he had a kid. And we went out on our first date, and then before we went out on our second date, he called me up, and because we were chatting on the phone, blah, 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 getting to know each other, and then he had told me that he had an infant child with another girl, and that child of his was like 3 months old, so very new. And like, that separation from the mother of his child was just like what? Like, I don't even know, maybe like weeks ago, before we even started dating. And then I also found out that he had like a criminal record. This was for public. This was for public intoxication.
It's just not like violent felony.
No, but still, like, you know,
Still not a good look.
Still not a good look. He had a mugshot online. Because another tip, by the way, is to kind of like do a thorough search on the date that you're going on. Because like, you're probably.
But once you're on the date, close the window so that when you open your phone, it's not the first thing that comes up.
That's what happened with Nathan
Yeah.
and I.
Several years into my Facebook photos, pulling up her phone.
Yeah, so we were on our first date, and then I pulled out my phone because I wanted to show him something on like Facebook or something. And then when I opened my phone, the first page was his profile on Facebook. I don't know. There's nothing wrong with that for me. I was already on a date with him. He just found he was
it's just-
awkward for me. He was embarrassed for me. I wasn't ashamed. I didn't care.
It can come across as creepy, although I get it.
You
Just for our viewers, maybe just close that window.
everybody stalks.
Yeah, but you don't talk
that's-
about it. Like, what if you walked into a date and you were like, "Hey, so I saw your photo with such and such person on this date. Can you tell me what the context was? I'm confused."
Well, that's different.
Well, I mean, if we were making it open, that would be what it would look like. And so it's nice when there's some semblance of.
But I wasn't
That
like,
not being the
hey,
case.
look at what I was looking at last before we
You were
saw.
embarrassed. You were
Was
embarrassed.
I?
You were embarrassed. Yeah.
Whatever. Well, in hindsight, I don't really care. Maybe because we're already together
It worked
and
out.
we're engaged. But yeah. So yeah, going back to that story, found out he was criminal. Yeah, just do like a quick search, just so you know, because you can get catfished.
Mhm.
You can find out that this person like is probably posting photos that were like 10 years, like taken 10 years ago and things like that. So you just never know. You want to know if they really are working in this firm or whatever. Yeah, I just had to make extra sure because I didn't want to put myself in a situation where I could have been like more mindful and more responsible. So it doesn't hurt to like do a quick search. But yeah, so that is pretty much it. But yeah, that's pretty much it. We ate a good amount of the sushi bake. I liked it a lot.
It was very good.
It wasn't just my
I
hunger.
have so many leftovers, though.
We have
like
so many leftovers.
2 other meals in the
Yeah.
fridge. I
Oh,
need to stop
problems.
cooking.
Yeah.
Just stop cooking.
I
Like,
cook
at
a
least
lot.
2 or 3 days.
But anyway, so that is it, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'm pretty sure we'll be doing more mukbangs. Or food.
Hope you like the new place. We have a real kitchen
Oh
table now.
yes!
We're in Austin, Texas.
We have an actual dining table. We're not on the floor anymore.
It's 3 bedrooms, 2 bath, backyard, fireplace for when it gets cold in Texas.
Which probably will take a
A
while.
lot.
Yeah,
Maybe in Christmas we'll open it.
maybe. But yeah, we have a dining table, you guys. This is huge. Yeah.
Well, if you liked our mukbang, please like and subscribe. Give us that 5-star rating. I don't know how it works. Is that a thing?
No, you're good. You're good.
Okay.
There's no 5-star rating, but just like and subscribe.
Yeah, like and subscribe. That's what the kids say.
Anyway, that is all. Bye.
All right.